Hey everybody, it's Chip Harris. Just wanted to get back with you on the real estate market and macroeconomic situation as we see it here in 2022. And wanted to bring to everybody's attention today that most folks may not know this. I think most folks probably do, but many people don't know this. But the millennial generation of people in the United States is the largest generation since the baby boomer generation. They're even larger than the baby boomer generation was, which was called the baby boomers for a reason. There was a lot of babies born after post World War II. And so right now, millennials are aging into, or have been aging into, but are really aging into the adult home buying age group. And so, with just like the baby boomers and housing, millennials are creating a housing boom by sheer numbers of millennials coming into the housing market and moving from a rental perspective over to a buyer perspective. So, that's a great thing for the housing market, and especially in areas that of growth that are, not necessarily fast-paced growth markets like Las Vegas, Phoenix, Austin, which isn't going to slow down anytime soon probably. Those are crazy markets. But where I am in North Carolina, we are somewhat of a new destination spot for millennial buyers and move down buyers too. A lot of folks from out west, a lot of folks from up north have decided that they're tired of wildfires out west and expensive housing in California, or rainy, snowy, dreary days up north, and they're coming down to North Carolina and other southern states, and we love that, and we welcome you here. But it's a good thing for our housing market. So millennials, the largest generation, even bigger than the baby boomer generation was, and they are buying houses. And so, with that said, we also have to understand the millennial generation has not seen an economic shift like the one we've seen or are seeing currently in 2022. 2028, a lot of us, of course, lived through that and endured it from a financial perspective and from a housing market perspective. Endure is the only word I can come up with there. However, they were young when that happened, but it did affect their psyche. It affected their mindset around the economy, around housing. And when they see fear in the news, when they hear negative news now, I can only imagine and understand and be somewhat sympathetic and empathetic to the fact that people who are younger than I am are thinking the sky's falling right now, because they haven't seen this type of economic downturn. They haven't seen interest rates increase so rapidly like we're seeing them right now. They haven't seen really a housing market that wasn't a great market, with interest rates that are so cheap, almost free money mortgages like we've seen over the last decade or so. And so we have to understand as real estate professionals and as consumers ourselves that the mindset is one of the most important aspects of buying and selling anything, especially housing, when that's one of the largest investments anybody will ever make, buying or selling. And so, the millennial generation has seen a lot, and they were probably born either right before Y2K or right around Y2K or since then. And they have seen some things, but they have been from a perspective of a younger person, not an adult in every case. And so this is something that millennials will have to adapt to and change with, which they will, because they're probably the smartest generations, most educated, smartest generation in American history. And so we want to continue to nurture millennials as buyers, and we want to continue to assist in any way possible from a housing perspective as real estate agents with millennials. And so, all that said, I wrote a book called Millennial Hope several years ago. And I think it would be a great read in this market because it reflects on the history from Y2K really through the pandemic. Y2K through the pandemic and all of the economic and interesting historical changes and perspectives that have occurred since the year 2000 for millennials in our new millennia. So it's an interesting read. It's a very quick read. You probably read it in an hour, hour and a half, short book, but it's very perspective oriented right now. So I would highly recommend you read Millennial Hope. You can find it on Amazon. That's all I have for now. Stay with me. I hope to see you soon. If you got any content that you liked out of this video at all, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Till next time, I'll see you later.